Hello, it is time once again to talk about the southern pine beetle. There's another article about it that we're going to talk about here in Newsday about the outbreak that's going on in Napeague, and or should I say Napeague? And This is a $1 million state parks project to prevent fires from trees killed by the southern pine beetle. So they're worried about wildfires from all these dead trees. Rightfully so, but again, if you had controlled burns, we never would have gotten to this point. But anyway, let's read the article here. It says hundreds of dead trees will be cleared in the next few weeks near Montauk and Amagansett to prevent fire danger caused by the southern pine beetle. A $1 million project to clear brush and create fire roads is intended to protect homes near Napeague and Hither Hills State Park, New York State Park officials announced Tuesday. Crews have already leveled several thousands of trees that died after an infestation by the southern pine beetle, said George Gorman, regional director for New York State Parks. The beetles began attacking trees 2 years ago in Napeague State Park, and crews worked with the Department of Environmental Conservation to try to save other trees by cutting down as many as possible, Gorman said. The infestation quickly spread, and a large number of trees were killed, he said. The dead trees are a concern of becoming a brush fire, Gorman said. The investment of $1 million will open up fire breaks and goals to protect homes around Napeague and create a fire break between woodland area and homes. State Parks crews are clearing trees and brush totaling 12,000 linear feet and 25 feet wide. Workers are using mulchers, chainsaws, and heavy equipment to clear brush on state property near private homes. This project includes 5,500 feet of brush behind homes on Cranberry Hole Road, 550 feet of brush and trees cleared around Dunes Lane, and 1,750 feet of clearance behind homes on Bayview Avenue. All vegetation within 10 feet of the west side of Marlin Drive, about 440 feet of clearance behind Shipwreck Drive, and 740 feet of clearance just north of 90 Napeague Harbor Road. The parks include about 671 acres of maritime pitch pine dune woodland. That's what it's called. That's what I've spoken about when I've done my videos there. It's a maritime pitch pine duneland, or maritime pitch pine dune woodland. All right, it's quite a rare ecosystem, actually. Preserving our part, it only occurs, I believe, in one other place, and that's Cape Cod, and that's it. We don't even have New Jersey does not have a maritime pitch pine dune woodland, by the way. I don't think they do anyway. Preserving our parks isn't just about landscapes. It's about safeguarding against threats, said Assemblyman Fred W. Thiel Jr. in a statement. With a $1 million initiative, New York State Parks takes a vital step in protecting against wildfire risks, ensuring safety, and preserving precious habitats. The region has not burned for several years, and concerns of a major brush fire tearing through parts of the South Fork were heightened by residents after the Hawaii wildfires in Maui. And this is a concern because, again, just like Maui, there aren't a whole lot of ways in and a whole lot of ways out of that area. Pine beetles are having an extensive impact on our native pine forests, and in some areas creating a potentially dangerous fire load that can give rise to public health and safety risks, said Bob DeLuca, president of the environmental group for the East End, in an email. A well-managed and monitored removal strategy is a rational approach to reducing fire load, and hopefully a better understanding of the many variables, including climate change, that will likely drive and sustain these beetle infestation. And it's because we don't have the cold winters anymore. And you notice it. We don't get cold weather in the winter anymore. Growing up, winter used to be bitterly cold. Now it's like a North Carolina or a Virginia winter we're having. But it's also the lack of fire. Of course, they don't bring that part up. But let's show you where they're working here. All right, so you get an idea. This is Cranberry Hole Road right here. So I'm thinking they're going to be cutting a fire break. I'm not sure exactly where, but you can sort of see that there used to be a trail right here. So they're going to be... This, by the way, is old. All right, this is not current. Unfortunately, a lot of these, you're looking at this, you're like, oh, wait a minute. All these trees are still green. Yeah, well, a lot of this is gone now. All right. Unfortunately. And Google has not updated a satellite image, and I wish they would. So it's generally, I believe, this area right here that they're going to work on here. They're going to create a fire break here, or a little like a fire break through here. All right. Now, some of the trees here there are some infestations in this area as well in the northern part, so they have to really get it under control and cut down every infested tree and every tree around that infested tree to save whatever trees are left. They have to do it. So this is the area that they're going to be working on. And then the other area is on Dunes Lane. So Dunes Lane is the area. So these areas here, this area here is infested, and then this area here also has an infestation over here. So this is Dunes Lane right here. So they're going to work on. I don't think we can get a street view of that. I don't think we can. We can get a street view of Martin Drive here, and again, these are all old as of 2021. You can see a lot of these pines here aren't even native pines. They're actually Japanese black pines, which are invasive. So they have to do this to restore the health. There are some pitch pines in here. There's a pitch pine. But they have to go through and remove these hazards that we have. And again, this is not Dunes Road. This is Martin Drive. So I think they did bring up Martin Drive in the article. Let's see if they did. 10 all vegetation within 10 feet of the west side of Marlin Drive. So I think we're looking at Marlin Drive right here. So 10 feet. So this is about all this growth right here. You see, these are all Japanese black pines. They are not pitch pines. They are not native. Yeah, none of these are. I can easily tell the difference. In the beginning, I couldn't, but you can see that this is a lot of Japanese black pine. There should be pitch pines growing here, not Japanese black pine. So they have to kind of get this back to a healthy balance, and at the same time also prevent, you reduce the risk. I mean, you can never prevent it completely, but reduce the risk of a wildfire in this area. So, and hopefully that's what this will accomplish. And hopefully after this, this beetle outbreak will finally be contained, and we won't see any more pines being destroyed here. A couple of pitch pines here, but hopefully we won't see any more pines being destroyed here, because it's heartbreaking. And again, these street views are all old. Google has not updated any of this. This is December 2020. All this you see here is gone. Most of it's all gone. All these pines here are gone. And to be honest with you, they don't look all that healthy. This is December. You can see some orange needles here. So they don't look like they were doing that well. This was an unhealthy forest, and the beetles just took full advantage of it and went through the whole thing and ravaged it. But the article kind of misses the point that the fires are necessary for the pine barrens, and without the fires, this is what happens, and you can see all the brush and everything here. When you don't have a fire, you get all this brush building up. It chokes out the trees. It's not healthy, and this is a big problem across Long Island because we don't have enough of the controlled burns. When you compare, this is a maritime dune, so it's a little different than New Jersey. So I can't really compare it, but it's a shame that we lost all this, and I wish more would have been done sooner. But at least they're doing something to save what's left. Though this area, it's going to take. I hope that there's a massive effort to reforest this area with pitch pine seedlings and grow a new forest, and maybe it'll actually be able to fix itself when the seeds are in the ground, and now with the trees gone, they'll be able to get some light and grow, and we'll have a new forest grow here. Though it will take many years, and again, due to climate change, this whole area is very low lying, and unfortunately, within the next probably 20 years or so. Probably 20 years from now, this is mostly going to be underwater, unfortunately. So all this stuff that they're doing buys us time, but in the end, most of this is going to be underwater, and it's going to kind of be a moot point as we deal with the rapidly worsening effects of this climate crisis. So, but hey, nobody really wants to admit how serious it is, or anything. People just they just. It's hopeless, really. People just don't realize. People are still, very unaware of just how bad it's going to get. And it's going to get a lot worse. We're just at the beginning. Like I said, enjoy this year because next year is going to be worse, and the year after that's going to be worse, and so on. So, again, this was what it looked like in December 2021. I think there was an infestation in this spot, too. I don't know. I haven't been up this way in such a long time. But anyway, not this way. I've been further south, but I wanted to get to this part, which is the road to Lazy Point. Hopefully we will in the coming months, hopefully. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this video here on the latest on the southern pine beetle, and have a good night.